And we're live. Howdy.
We be live.
Yes. Jonathan's supposed to be joining us at some point. He said he's going to be late, but we'll be here. For those who are out there in YouTube land and don't know, I don't know who that would be, but this is Jason. And that is...
Colton, sorry, I got you.
Yeah, that is Colton, and that is...
James.
Yeah, so we're all saying hi to you. Marcelo, I'm sorry, but I don't really know what you're talking about. Like the letters 𝗔𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗙 and 𝗔𝗡𝗦, the CH sound and the K sound right. Not sure what you're asking, man. I don't know what you mean. And Elena's just jumped in. Hello, Elena. Good
Shalom.
evening. I say evening, but I have no idea what time it is where you guys are.
It's evening.
I mean, where Colton is, I know it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Here it's 12 o'clock at night.
James is in the same time zone. I know that much.
Yeah.
And Elena, you're in Florida?
No, I'm Mississippi. 4.
Mississippi. 4 o'clock, like Missouri. That's where I'm from.
Central.
Brilliant. Okay, so we will probably have 5 people on screen pretty soon. Muriel is out there and says hello. Howdy. And we're just going to jump right in. We've got 3 viewers right now. It's not very much, but it is what it is. So here we go. We are looking still at Psalm 119. In the Septuagint, it's 118. Just so you're aware, today is December 9th. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And we are continuing our Hebrew reading. My mouth is functional. My face is working. If you got a problem with, my ugliness, then it's not the fault of Bell's palsy this time.
Good. That's good.
So. It took about 10 days. So these are our patrons. We thank you all. I think all 3 of you are patrons. You're all on there. Colton and Elena and James. Yes, indeed. Elena, you are on there as fiddler. Where are you? Oh, you're at the very top. Very first one. Because you became super member last week. Elena and Galen and Jay are all super members. And we've got Adel. Adel is an Arabic name, by the way. He's Egyptian. So we want to say Adele like the singer, but it's Adel with an ayin in the beginning. Adel, Colton, Aaron, Erwana, Eva, who might be joining us in the second. I think she's going to join in the second hour. James is here with us. Jonathan, I believe, is also going to be with us in the second hour. I don't think they've committed to come to the first hour. And then Johnson Santana is generally with us. Ken, we see him a lot, and Muriel, Nate, Oscar, and Asael. These are our patrons. So thank you guys so much for what you do. You make this all happy and fun. These are our first, second, and third hours. This is how I'm going to be terming it from now on. There is a mistake printed there because we decided this week we're going to change the time of the third hour. Instead of 7 o'clock, it's going to be 7:15 to give us 15 more minutes with the second hour. The second hour is going to be extended out to 1¼ hours because we might need some extra time for covering the grammar. Also, that has an added benefit. If we're going to be dealing with conversational use of the language, one of the problems in dealing with language conversationally is that people feel a bit stressed out. That stress is called by Stephen Krashen the affective filter. That is the filter that blocks you from communicating because of your emotional state, your stress. So limiting the time also limits the stress because you don't feel like you have to hold on to it for so long. So sometimes that helps with stress. And also, we're going to be looking at things just a little bit different than that third hour. I'm going to change the other one here also to 2:15 because that's the time for me. So that's what we're going to be doing. Basically, our first hour is going to be doing exactly what we've been doing, where we did Joshua, we're doing Psalms, we did different parts. We're going to decide what we're going to do after Psalms when we get further along. Second hour is our Biblical Hebrew 101. We're going to be using Show's grammar. We're going to put my copy. This is that book. Please, if you don't have it, you should go and buy it. It's important that you have a copy of the text of your own a grammar for biblical Hebrew, you're going to be joining us for that hour, then it's important you have the book, because we're not going to be reading the book. We're going to be covering the material, but not just reading. I'm going to present it kind of like lectures that you get in a biblical Hebrew course. That's at 6 p.m. Third hour is 7:15. Like I said, we're going to be choosing different passages from the Bible that we'll read through. We'll go over how to turn the verbs into other forms and then use them to ask questions. So hopefully that will be something we're going to be doing well. This is for Patreon users only. That is, those who pay for Patreon will get links and you'll be able to participate. Our Patreon is patreon.com/𝗔𝗕𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡. And you're welcome to join. It's not too expensive. $7 a month is basic membership. So you're welcome to come and join us. What are we going to be doing today in that third hour? We're going to be talking about direction and just talking about kind of an example of what we might do. And then we'll get feedback and then decide for sure what we're going to do. And then we'll do it next week. There we go. These are the verses we're looking at in our reading today. Psalm 119, verses 137 to 152. You can see the Aleppo Codex in the background. It's beautiful text. If you want sources for where to look up Hebrew texts online, let me know and I'll give you links. Yeah. Anybody got anything to say before we get started?
This is the first time that James is joining us on the Psalms reading, though. I just thought
On the Psalms reading. Excellent. Welcome.
So
we're happy to have you.
Shameless plug for James. James is taking the Psalms and he is setting them to music just on his own time on his YouTube channel, which we've seen here before. It's Sing Greek and Hebrew. So I'm just going to throw a plug in there for him. And just say, like, if you want to prep for the week, he gets those up during the week fairly early. I'd say, by Wednesday or so? Thursday?
In faith.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah.
And you're also working on vocabulary cards that relate the Hebrew to Greek with pictures.
That's correct. Those can be found on Quizlet.
Yeah. And you can find all of that on the Discord once again. And so James posts all of it on the Discord,
So if you want to go on our Discord, it is like this. I'm putting the comments up so you can see HebrewCafe.com/Discord. So you'd be welcome to join us there. All right. Are we ready to start? Here we go. Verse 137. Since I've already been talking too much, then Colton, you go ahead and take that and we'll go down the line. Unless Elena, I'll jump you up to the top. I'm going to jump Elena up. And then, so that'll be our order. I'm just move you all the way up. This will be our order. So it will be Elena, then James, Colton, and me. Sound good?
Why not?
Okay.
Right.
צדיק אתה אדוני, וישר משפטיך. Well, righteous you are, Adonai, and upright.
So what's the subject?
Subject is ata.
Yep. And Sadiq would then be the predicate noun. It's an adjective, sorry. Predicate adjective.
Righteous is predicate adjective. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
adjective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Righteous you are Adonai, and upright are your judgment. Mishpat.
Mm-hmm. So it says, technically it says judgments, which means that we have a disagreement here, discord, right? Where we've got this is singular and this is plural.
Okay,
so in the BHS it says that there are sources that make this singular. In the BHS.
What makes it singular?
Well, the BHS is the critical edition. And they say that there are sources that make it singular. I can tell you which sources if you want to know. According to them, 137.
Oh.
But nothing
it says it says a few manuscripts, and where we can find which manuscripts they are, I can also show you. And the Septuagint, and in Jerome's copy of the Psalms, it's singular. When it comes to translations like Jerome and the Septuagint, it might not matter that it's singular because they would just be making it singular in their language, right? Kind of like what we see in the NIV or in other English translations that often use the plural when the Hebrew has singular, which we might run across later on in this chapter.
Okay, so if we turn to the word itself, to the spelling of the word, so what would be the singular form? It would not have a yud, right?
Right. So mishpat is singular.
And your judgment would be your mishpatcha.
Exactly. It would be normally mishpatcha, but in pause, it would sound the same as this mishpatecha.
With the yud?
Without yod.
Or just sound. Yeah, okay. So, but I'm talking about the spelling. The spelling says that it is plural.
Right. With the yod, it's plural.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good. So next is for G's.
All right. Tzivita tzedek elotecha ve'emunah me'od. So you have commanded your testimonies, righteousness or righteous and faithfulness greatly, or great righteousness and faithfulness, if you take it to modify, to elaborate on the first.
It's kind of so first of all, the verb is with tzadi vav hey or tzadi vav yod, and it's PL. Right, tziva, he commanded. So tzivita, you commanded. Great. Tzivita with yod. Tzivita. Brilliant. It's kind of an odd construction, isn't it? But you're right to take this as the direct object. You commanded your ordinances, your edicts, your testimonies. How do you take tzedek and emunah?
As a description of what those testimonies are like, they are righteous.
So almost like there's like a to be that's missing. You've commanded your testimonies to be righteousness and faithfulness,
or you've commanded them. That is, or maybe, it's confusing because the Septuagint does this. It actually makes them like part of the object, like, saying they're part of what's commanded. But I think here, I'm not sure. I think that it's probably stating what they're like an adjective of the testimonies themselves.
Let's see what the translations say. These are the two translations I pulled up, the Lexham and the JPS. Tanakh. You've ordained your testimonies in righteousness, like B'tzedek, and in Uve Emunah. It's like they read it as kind of like how he did it. You commanded them in a righteous way, in righteousness, and in exceeding faithfulness. Okay. What does the JPS do? You've ordained decrees as elotecha, your decrees. You've decreed, and it's using it as an adjective. You've ordained your righteous decrees, and then taking this in a completely different direction. How do you feel about that?
I think if you're going to do it on the first, it should be probably on both. But just because the first one, it's eliding the verb from the first part of the verse before the atmak. So I would think if you're going to elide the verb, then you should probably use the adjective similarly. Yeah,
I kind of agree that tzedek and emunah need to be rendered in the same way. So probably JPS Tanakh is not good at doing that. But the Lexham probably sounds best. You've ordained your testimonies in righteousness. Maybe. All right, great. Now this one's fun. Okay, I told you, Colton, that we would need to bring up Psalm 69:9.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late.
Who is that?
That's Jonathan. Hello.
I hear an extra voice in my head.
You know, I gave you warning, so
Extra
hope-
voice. Hold on.
I
Hold
hope an extra voice. Are you schizo?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, you do have a lot of problems.
on. Extra voice, meaning he's used to hearing voices. It's just
Right,
an
I
extra
got
one.
it. I got it. I got it.
I know. I just wanted to make the joke.
So go ahead and read through this one, and then we'll make a comparison to Psalm
Yeah.
69 and also to John, what was it, chapter 2, verse 10? I think
I
it was John 2:10.
think so.
The beginning of Jesus' ministry.
סימטתני קינאתי כי שכחו דבריך צרי. My jealousy has destroyed me. My zealousness has destroyed me.
How do we make it consumed me?
Consumed
It's,
me.
It's worn me out. It's done something bad
Sure.
to me, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
For my enemies forgot your words.
Or have forgotten. Okay. Good. So this is the subject of the verb kina. Kina is subject. What's the normal form if we took this root? The root samat,
Mm-hmm. The normal.
and it's in the PL. We want the third feminine singular PL.
Yeah.
Good
So
gracious.
PL has the
Simata.
derogation in the middle.
Yeah. It's simata.
Simeta.
Are we doing the whole psalm? Because we still got a long way to go.
No, we don't.
176 verses.
We're going to finish out Tzadi and Kuf. So we have Reish, Shin, and Tav. That's it.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it. It's
Okay.
2 more weeks.
Okay. Cool.
But nice that you're now you're noticing.
I've always noticed.
So
I just haven't been able to get a word in edgewise.
Tzimeta. So what's going on is that we've got the oti, the ni ending for myself, for me, right? So
Right.
it destroyed me, it consumed me. So what happens with the verb?
Okay, so what happens? So the final hey goes to a construct form after you add on the ni suffix,
Mhm.
and then that will cause, because it's closed now, that will cause the vowel between the tat to become a patach.
Great. Tzimetatni. There we go.
Yeah.
Tzimetatni kinati. My jealousy or my zealousness has
Mhm.
destroyed me.
I'm
Something
jealous
like
of myself.
I'm jealous myself to death. Because
Oh, dear.
and so tsarim is a word that's more poetic for oivim. Oivim we saw a lot in wine grain, right? Enemies. Oivim or tsarim. Great. Why do we connect it to these verses? Do you know?
No, but I have a feeling you're going to tell us.
No, Jason never tells you anything.
I know, but I'm
Uh,
going to
so-
steal your thunder.
No, you go ahead and say.
I still.
Because
Oh.
of the what is left out here is the betcha, which is then picked up in John when he's
Oh.
overturning the tables in John
Right.
2
Yeah.
by the
So,
Septuagint's usage.
We see in the BHS that there's a note. And the note says that in the Septuagint it says, Ozelos toikusu, the jealousy of your house or for your house, zealousness for your house, which connects us, as it says in the note, to 69:10, which 69:10 is 69:9. Let's look at it. And this verse is the one that's quoted in the New Testament. It's verse 10, sorry. In some editions it's 9, some 10. Ki kinat beitcha achrēsni. Achrēsni is again that feminine form with the ni ending. So zealousness for your house has eaten me. It's consumed me. Yeah, and so if we were to take that into the New Testament, of course, it would say, let's bring this over. I need to figure out how to do this on logos. Making things float is not my best thing. John 2:10.
Oof.
And he says, what is this? That is verse 10 at the top. So it must not be 10.
I think you said 17 earlier.
2:17.
Yeah,
That makes
17.
sense.
Yeah, Ozelos. Yeah.
Yeah, at the end. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡𝗚 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗥𝗡. So this is using it in the future. It will, or it consumes me in the present, excuse me. Zealousness for your house consumes me. So if we look at that in the Septuagint, I'm very sorry, I'm going to be done with this in just a second. Pull the
It's a good rabbit
Septuagint
trail.
over. Yeah. The Septuagint, the same passage, 68:10. Hozelos to oikosu 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗥𝗡. So this is the past tense. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗥𝗡. It ate me. It ate me up. It devoured me. So this is what is quoted, but with the present tense in John chapter 2, for the explanation for why Jesus was driving people out of the temple, was whipping them and making them leave. That's fun, isn't it?
Indeed.
Yes, indeed. So we could have gotten it from this verse also, because in the Septuagint it basically says the same thing, that it's consumed me.
Yeah. The only thing that's different is the verb that it uses.
Exactly. But it could have been justified by this verse instead of the other one.
So, off-topic comment real quick. Apparently, the new Lord of the Rings movie only did $2 million in its debut overseas. That is bad. That is very bad.
I'm
By
confused.
contrast,
Lord of the Rings movie? What Lord of the Rings movie?
The War of the Rohirrim.
That's come out already?
Yes.
See, I didn't even know it came out. I knew it was
and
coming
then you
out.
have Moana 2, which grossed $600 million. $2 million to $600 million. And it's a freaking Lord of the Rings movie. That's unbelievable.
Well, sorry. Don't know what to say.
So it's not out in the US yet. It just had its debut overseas. So it's not here.
Is it out in Israel? I haven't heard that it's out there.
I do not know.
So Marcelo had asked a question that I didn't understand, and then Moriel is explaining that Sadi is pronounced TS, Kuf is pronounced as a hard K, Kuf, Kaf, Q. I think Jonathan will be covering these details of the alphabet in the session. Yes, yeah, exactly. We're going to do alphabet session immediately after this one.
Jason's going to be my writer, right? Because my drawing pad went belly up. I need to get a new one. And I don't know what to get. There's so many of them.
You guys and your metaphors. Colton earlier said something about being behind the 8 ball. Have you heard of that?
Yes. And there are some that are only like $40, which is the last one I had. But then there are some that are like $400.
I just write on the screen. So Marcelo says, that's good. That's what I meant by TS/CH and K and Q. I assume they don't really like to use those equivalences or something. I don't know. Like K and Q to me is the same sound, and I normally just write K, but when you do transcription, you have to use Q for Kof and K for Ka.
You know what? This is an animated film. This is not the movie that's coming out. It's an anime.
You are way off topic.
I know, but I was finishing my topic.
All right.
Anyway,
140 says,
back to Hebrew.
140 says, tzrufa imratcha me'od v'avdecha aheva. I should underline the words. tzrufa imratcha me'od v'avdecha aheva. So this word, litzrof, refers to burning something, to like burn away the dross, like the dirt and the filth that's in something, and so that only what's pure remains, especially gold. So your word we've taken again and again as promise. Your promise, your word in this chapter, it's used as promise a lot. So your promise or your word is refined. It's very refined, meaning that it's gone through its trial, its fire, and it's proven itself. And your servant, your slave, avdecha, eved, avdecha, aheva. This is ohevota. Ohev, love, present tense, ota, her. And the her is the word that's feminine. we should know that the word love is a stative verb. So stative verbs often, instead of saying ohev, they say ahev. Like the pattern for a stative verb is ae. So we might think of like yashen, meaning he sleeps, yashen, or zaken, he is old, or kaved, he's heavy. So this is the pattern for stative verbs. And so ahev, aheva, he loves her, he loves it. And obviously when he says your servant, he means I love it. Your promise is, your word is very pure, and I love it. What are you breathing on the mic like that for?
Because I'm getting sick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Your word is exceedingly pure, and your servant loves it. So far, so good. The next one was supposed to be Jonathan, but he stepped out. So we'll go back to Elena for 141.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. צעיר אנוכי ונבזר.
Mm-hmm.
פיקודיה לא שכחתי.
So the word lo needs to go with its verb. You don't say pikudecha lo shachachti. It's like pikudecha lo shachachti.
לא שכחתי.
Because lo shachachti is negating it. Like lo ohev, don't love. Lo olech, not going. Yeah. Nivzeh should remind you, if you memorize Hebrew, right? Isaiah 53. Servant is despised. So that's that word. We also use the bazui as an adjective in modern Hebrew. Bazui from Nivzeh.
Also, is contempt, right? With just the bait,
yeah,
like bait and Zion, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so what's it mean?
Esther.
Okay, so I am what is the word that would be? I am little. It says little, young, small.
Little or small, yeah, young, yeah.
I am small and despised.
Yep. So here we have, this is a big negative and this is a big positive.
Yeah, but you precepts I don't forget.
Yeah, but
I do.
So I haven't forgotten your precepts. So if this is negative, the whole section is negative, and this is positive, then we like to use these words that are contrastive, though or yet. Right? Though I am small and despised, I have not forgotten you. Right? I am small and despised, yet I have not forgotten your ordinances. Yeah. Right? So we like these though or yet things, and we can see them in the translations. Right? Great. Perfect. Jonathan, we're coming back to you for 142.
All right. Can you hear me?
We hear you.
Okay.
It's magic.
Now this would be 𝗔𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗓, right?
Nope.
Or not? Okay. 𝗔𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗓 tzedek le'olam.
So you said or not, and then you still did it?
Yeah.
You said or not.
You said yeah. I thought you said yes.
No.
Okay.
There's a meteg.
Oh, that's true, but I would expect it to be a patach.
But the word is tzidka.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Of course. Perfect sense.
So tzidkatcha tzedek le'olam. Yeah.
Yep. Tzedek le'olam. V'toratcha emet. So your righteousness is righteous forever, and your Torah is true.
But tzidka, you could say also justice. Like you could say your justice is right.
Yeah.
Justice is righteous.
Yeah, you probably.
Your righteousness is.
Yeah.
You'll see that the JPS just ignores it completely. It says your righteousness is eternal. It's just like this is a dictography, right? It's just
Yeah, you
written.
always want to make a count for every word if you can. But that's a translation call because they're like, Americans won't understand this. So we'll just leave it out, make it better English.
I wonder if there's no remark about this at all in the DHS, by the way. There's
Nope.
nothing interesting. All right, your Torah is true. See, this is something you could easily memorize if you're committing anything from all of this to memory. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘. Your Torah is truth. Definitely something you could memorize.
Is truth.
All right.
I guess it would be is truth and not is true because that's not an adjective, is it? Or is it? Can it be both a noun and adjectives?
It's used a lot in that sense, yes. Even verbally.
It's parsed as a noun.
It is a noun, but nouns can be used as other things.
But true is an adjective. Anyway.
All right. James, we're back to you.
Okay. 𝗤𝗚𝗦𝗧𝗏 מצאוני mitzvotecha sha'ashuai. Sorry. So I took this one as a concessive. So even though distress and anguish have found me, nevertheless, your commandments are my meditations.
Or my delight.
Delightful meditations, essentially, yeah. Yeah.
So in modern Hebrew, 𝗔𝗕𝗦𝗢𝗡 means to be entertained or to be. It's something like that. It's like you enjoy something. Yeah. And this concessive thing, though and yet, is because this one's negative and this one's positive, right? When we've got this distinction between negative and positive, we should use one of those. Good. Let's see what they say. Trouble and anguish have found me. What was that?
A hiccup.
Please mute your mic.
I shall mute myself. Sorry.
Thank you.
This mic is more sensitive than my old one.
It's very sensitive.
That's because. Oh gosh, be quiet, you.
Though anguish and distress come upon me, your commandments are my delight. So tzal is normally an adjective, right?
Right.
Sourly dogol.
So in that case, tzali, it kind of is like saying I'm sorry. It's like related to like sa'al. Sa'al is like sorrow, like you're sorry for something. Sa'al. So to say I'm sorry is mitz with a hitpa'el that has the metathesis. Mitz ta'er. Mitzta'er is sorry. Ani mitzta'er. A woman says ani mitzta'eret. So tzal umatzok. These are kind of taken as a pair, like because they're synonyms, right? Both of them are bad things, and they have found me. Matzah. Matzah, the plural matzeu, which historically we're going to say ma-sa-u, and then add our ni ending. The stress shifts over to the aleph, matza'uni, and then this becomes a distant syllable which reduces to shva, and this is a near syllable which lengthens to kamatz, mitza'uni. So that's what's happening with the vowels. For those who didn't do all the endings that we did in wine green. Okay, 144. Jonathan, we are back to you.
Again? I just went.
You went.
I know, but we skipped you.
We're moving. Oh, okay. And it's not 144 because that's the one I just. Oh no, it's not. It's just not the same. Tzedek edotecha l'olam havineni v'echye. So the
we talked about that word.
Which one?
It's not edotecha.
Oh, I'm sorry. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗓𝗡.
Yes, 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗓.
Yeah, 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗓. And we talked about that, right?
We did
That word?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's usually 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗓. Is that just a stylistic feature of the Psalms? Does it do that in other places?
I don't know why, but if the vav is missing, the same word is read eidotecha.
Let me run a search on that. But anyway, I'll do that later.
Once the vav is present, this takes a silent shava, and it's eidotecha.
Yeah, so you could do the justice of your testimony is forever, or you could do, I guess, you could take the tzedek as affronted noun, and you could just say your justice is righteous and eternal, or something.
Your testimonies is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Testimonies are
testimony.
righteousness forever.
Yeah. So, and then havineni, bring, cause me to understand so that I might live.
All right. They read it as the righteousness of your testimonies is forever.
Okay.
And the same, your righteous decrees are eternal. Give me understanding, make me understand.
In Greek, it's a singular, I guess. It's just so. Yeah, it is testimonies, plural.
Yeah,
as it's written, but they suggest singular form, or at least the Septuagint has it in the singular form. Or is that the Syriac? It doesn't really look like a G Septuagint. To me. Anyway.
And Colton, you're 145.
Sure. קראתי בכל לב, ענני אדוני, חוקיך אצורה.
It's Sora.
It's Sora.
Remember that this is the pausal form, and it's the historic form returning.
Yeah.
Because normally we would say etzera. Etzera.
Yeah.
All right.
I called, but not like I said with all of my heart, answer me, Lord. Your statutes I will keep. We might say, and your statutes I will keep, or so then I will keep your statutes. Maybe some kind of conjunction there.
I didn't take this as the object of his crying out. I just took it as like, I called out with my whole heart, and now that I've called out with my whole heart, answer me, oh God. I called out with my whole heart, answer me.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe you're right. I don't know. Maybe it is that this is a quotation mark. With all my heart I cried out, answer me, oh Lord. Maybe. That's not how I read it.
That's the way I read it as well.
Again, aneni is.
Sorry, go ahead.
Ane is the imperative. Ane, answer, and then when you put me, it's just aneni. Answer me. For those who are wondering, the word etzora is from natsal, the alternative to lishmo, to keep. Natsal. When it becomes in the future, it's theoretically, right? Theoretically, and soul, and soul. The noon assimilates, it becomes etzol. Okay, I'm going to move this over here. Etzol. And then whenever you become, when it takes the long form of the imperfect, not etzora, but this drops and it becomes etzra. Etzra. In pause, the O returns, like yishmeru, yishmoru. Right? Look at the translation. James, what were you going to say? Sorry.
I was going to say I took that second part as like the apodosis of like an implied conditional. So because he's saying hukecha etzora, like the I will aspect of it. Answer me and I'll do this. Essentially, if you were to answer me now, I will watch, or keep, observe.
I think I read it like the JPS.
Yeah,
I call with all my
says,
heart.
that I may.
Yeah. Answer me, O Lord, that I may observe your laws. Yeah. By the way, I like the lexem that it uses the name. All right. Where are we? That was Colton.
It's you.
So Colton started with 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘 b'cholev or b'lev. What was it? 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘 be. No, go back. B'cholev. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘 b'cholev. I'm going to take 𝗥𝗘𝗦 and add 𝗥, which is you. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡𝗦. Again, I wouldn't take this as I cried out, deliver me. But he's just saying, I have cried out to you, deliver me. Like, do it, please. 𝗥𝗘𝗦 ve'eshmera edotecha. This is without the vav, so it's edotecha. I cried out to you, deliver me that I might keep your testimonies. Yeah. Deliver me, save me. Leoshia is to deliver or to save, right? All right. Now we're on 147 and we're back to Elena. You got a difficult one. It's got a lot of
yes.
And this is, by the way, this is 𝗕𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡. What's small is what's written in the text, 𝗕𝗘, and this is 𝗥𝗘, what's supposed to be read.
Okay. So lidvarecha is 𝗕𝗘.
But 𝗥𝗘 is lidvarcha.
And lidvarcha is okay.
𝗥𝗘.
Okay. Kidamti Baneshev Vashavea Litvarcha Yichalti. Okay. So
Does this like cause you to recall any other words that you know?
Lekadem. Okay. I get up.
But it doesn't really mean get up. That's not what the word means, right? In Aramaic, you have a preposition, kodam, which means before, like lifnei in Hebrew.
Before, okay.
Lifnei.
Before the dusk,
But it's not a preposition meaning before. Hold on, I'm just giving background for the word. In Aramaic, we have the word before, kodam. Kodamai, before me. That's not what it is. We have in modern Hebrew the word kidum. Kidum is the gerund of kidem. This is a word that means promotion. Like you get a promotion at work, advancement, promotion. Okay, that's a nice word. What this means is to precede or to do before or to do early.
Anticipate.
So to anticipate. So the word for early in the morning is mukdam, early. Lehakdim, to do something before somebody else does it. So it means that you're quick about it. That's the idea. Right? So how do we get the idea in this that it means get up before the dawn? Which I think is what you were going to say.
Like he's beating the dawn, the arrival.
Yes, you beat it. You get there first. Right?
Huh.
Neshev
before the morning, before the dusk. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
And
Neshef we use in modern Hebrew to mean a ball, like you go to a ball and you dance, or homecoming, or the prom, something like this, right? It's a dance, Neshef. But in the Bible, it refers to two times that are dark, but not completely dark. What are those times of day? When it's dark, but it's not completely dark.
okay, twilight.
Twilight. So it's in the evening, it's the evening, the twilight. In the morning, it's the dawn. It's when it's still dark, but the sun is coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get up before the dawn is the idea. Like
Get up before the
I
dawn.
beat the dawn. The dawn is coming up, but I get there first.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I call for help.
Yeah. What is the root of that word?
Shava.
We'd call it shua if we were talking about the root, right? Shua. So there are a lot of people who try to associate the Yoshia, Hoshia word. Hoshia, it means he
Like salvation.
delivered, saved. They try to associate Hoshia with the root for Shua. And there is a connection because this word is to call for help. You're calling out for help. You're not just calling out. But this is the PL. So the word is Shivea. Shivea. Ashavea is the future. Right?
Okay.
Good.
Ashavea, I'll cry for help. Because in your word I place my hope.
I hope in your word. I wait for your word. Something like that. Yeah. I expect it. I get up early because I expect your promise to come true. I'm waiting in hope for you. All right. Next is James 1:48. Same word, right?
Yeah, same word, but this time different subject. So, 𝗔𝗘𝗦𝗚𝗙𝗪 ashmuhot lasiach beimratecha. So we have my eyes now are anticipating the watches of the night. In order
which means that he gets up before each each watch begins, right? He opens his eyes and he gets up. He's like, you're supposed to be alert when you're doing the watches, but he's more alert.
So then taking the infinitive there as a purpose to meditate on your promises. Yeah.
All right, let's see what they say. My eyes anticipate the night watches, that I may meditate on your word. My eyes greet each watch of the night as I meditate on your promise. Means that he doesn't slumber or sleep. All right. 149. And we are back to Jonathan. Are you talking? I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was muted. All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Check? Okay, good. Kolishima 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘 Adonai. Wait, 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗙, that's right. Adonai 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘 chayeni.
James, were you the one that mentioned this one as a difficult word on the Discord?
Which one?
Oh, he walked up.
Huh?
Well, he's dropped out. I think James mentioned this as a difficult word on the on the Discord.
Yeah, it was him.
No. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥. And Jonathan, you simplified it. You simplified it in your pronunciation because you pronounced that as hard. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘 is easier to say.
Oh,
than
yeah. Wow, this would be hard. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘.
If you don't say if you say it's a lot easier to pronounce. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘 is much easier to
Easier for you. Somebody that's used to saying it the other way, it's not.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, for a Hebrew speaker, it's easy to say 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩. It's no problem at all. Because we use our throats all the time for that.
Well, if you look in Xiao, he'll say that the Shava is pronounced like the A in above.
I don't care what he says. He's wrong.
All
right. So what do we got going on here?
So when we teach that, you're going to contradict him?
Yes. They will not.
Okay.
Obviously.
Koli. Okay, so well. Oh.
I'm writing on the screen, but you don't see the screen. So.
No, it's an imperative.
Yes.
From
Shema.
Shema. So heed my voice according to your loving kindness.
Well, I don't think he needs to heed his voice. He needs to hear it. Like
right,
accept it in his ears.
It could mean to obey.
Yeah, dude, but this is the psalmist talking to God.
Yeah, but you don't really obey a voice. Yeah.
God, obey my voice. Obey my voice, God. Please.
Yeah. So
hear me.
Yeah. And also this is parsing it as a call imperative second person masculine singular cohortative?
I don't know about cohort. They call it cohortative. What they mean is the long form. All they mean is the is added.
It's not cohortative. It can't be an imperative and a cohortative at the same time.
Right.
So yeah. So wait a minute. Hear my voice according to your hear my voice according to your faithfulness, your covenant faithfulness. O Lord, according to your judgments, chayeni, may I live, or keep me alive, or something.
Yeah, preserve my life, give me life.
Yeah, keep me alive.
So I thought about this form Shema because, like, we all tell people that the imperative is like shmor, keep, and if it's the long form imperative that takes then the vowels readjust and it's shomra. Shomra is the imperative. But what we see in this one with shima, not shoma, is a result of the fact that we have with the future of yishmor, when we have shama, it's not yishmoa, but yishma with patach. So if the vowel here is patach and not cholam, the tendency is for the imperative to have e instead of o. So we could think of like yishkav. Yishkav, he will lie down. Yishkav. I'm going to put all the vowels so you can see. Yishkav. So when you make it an imperative, you would say shkav, lie down, or as a long form imperative, shichva. Shichva or shichba, depending on if you harden the bet. According to the tendency of the language, because this is reduced, it would be likely that the bet would not be hardened and that this is a medial shva. Shichva, lie down. So that's what we've got going on. And we looked that up today in Gesenius and Muravka. And Colton also was checking other sources. Jonathan, you are not muted.
I know, sorry.
Okay, so hear my voice according to your loyal love. Oh, Lord, preserve my life according to your justice. Fantastic. Okay.
That might be the best translation for chesed that I've seen in the Lexham. I like that.
What does it say?
Loyal love. Loyal love.
Yeah, covenant faithfulness.
No.
Loyalty, covenantal loyalty. It's a covenant term.
Right, I understand that, but I like that particular translation. I think it gets the point across. Anyway.
But I don't think it's what we would think of as love, though.
That's why the
There are-
royal part's there.
There are a lot of people that think that when the Old Testament talks of love, it's talking about particularly respecting your covenant that you've made. But,
God is covenantal respect.
Yep.
No, because in what's First John they say God is love, so God is covenantal respect.
Yeah, I think by that point it means something different.
Well, because also it's a different word. It's agape, which
Right.
is ahava. All right, 150. We're getting close to the end. How are we doing on time? We got 5 minutes. So push. Colton, you're not pushing.
Lo siento, amigo. Sorry. 50. I don't know why I did that.
Well, Jason was a Spanish major, so
Right.
Yeah.
𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗧𝗢𝗎
Mm-hmm.
𝗕𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗥𝗡.
Chaco.
Racha.
Puzzle.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll remember that one sometime today. Those who pursue 𝗔𝗓, like, is it injustice or like evil, misdeed? 𝗔𝗓.
Mhm. It's hard to define, but it's one of those words that means bad things, right? Like avel.
Yeah. Those
Oven. Why does oven come into my head? Is oven or avel?
oven.
Right?
Oven,
That
like,
comes into my head. I don't know why. I think we had that last week.
one
One of those words that just means bad things.
those who pursue wickedness, draw near.
Mm-hmm.
But from your Torah they are far.
Yeah. So, karav and rachak, two opposites, right? Pursue a wicked purpose. So zima could also be a plan, by the way. So it could be like a plan or something that, like a trap, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Those who pursue intrigue draw near. They're far from the Torah. Great. We've got karov. We're continuing with karav because we're in the kuf section and there aren't a lot of words that start with kuf. Karov ata Adonai. O Lord, you are close. You are close by. V'chol mitzvotecha emet. And all your commandments are truth or true. It's kind of like in Spanish you use verdad to mean verdadero. It can be true or truth. Same idea.
Right. Yep.
You, O Lord, are near, and all your commandments are true. That was a quick one.
Okay. Kedem. Yadati. Meodatecha. Kileolam. Yesadtam. I know from your testimonies for a long time.
So the kedem means like a long time ago, right?
Yes.
And so yadati is a past tense. Not I know in this case because it has to include kedem.
I knew.
Oh, good point, Jason. Nice.
So it has to include kedem. So you're going to say, I have known. Yes,
I
it
have
has to
known
include the past.
Time from your testimonies that you have set them as a foundation forever.
Yeah, you've established them forever, right? Exactly. Yeah. So concerning your testimonies, I knew long ago, they say, that you've established them forever. I don't know if that's true, but I know your decrees of old, that you've established them forever. I like JPS in that one better. Good. These are all the verses. A reminder of the fact that we just read 16 verses in Hebrew. So for all of you out there,
that's really good. That's like that's like graduate level pacing. Nice.
I don't know about graduate level because I've never been there.
Right. I'm telling you.
I do enjoy me some Hebrew reading. Great. I don't know what was going on over in the live chat because I was kind of focused on
I haven't been doing a good job of keeping
PowerPoint.
up.
James did say that the oven word was from last week.
Good, because sometimes my brain doesn't cause a lot of problems. It gets things right. Yeah. All right, folks. It is now 1 o'clock, which means Jonathan is going to take over in the next session and lead us into our study of
Lead
Show's
us
grammar.
into the promised land.
Yeah, but only
Yes.
because Jason hates the alphabet.
I
Otherwise,
hate
I'm sure he would have taken the
teaching
first session. He was like, you can have this one.
Definitely. All right, so let's move over, and we'll see you guys in a second. The link is on the youtube.com
Yes, if you like the content.
/HebrewCafe/live. So please
All
come
right,
see us.
folks. Am Yisrael Chai.